Alright, Altars by Kronos. I'm bringing you a deck tag here. It's definitely going to be the last one for the Dune, but this is the powered version. So this is the one I typically take out to play right now. Unpowered is fun. It does hold up against some of the decks. But, you know, power is obviously so much better. So I put in the box and a lot of the other stuff. So I just wanted to go over the Dune with you in the powered version. So I'm going to start off here with the basic land setup. It has not changed. So it is 3 Cities of Brass, 4 Bayous, 4 Taigas, 4 Plateaus, Strip Mine, Library, Plains, just in case, Scrubland, and a Savanna. That balances all my colors out. I know you're thinking, oh, no factories. There's a reason for that. We'll go over that in a second here. So, this is where I was talking about before. There are no birds, no elves, anything like that. So this is the mana ramp, the Moxen, the Lotus, and the Soul Ring. Now we're going to go over the creatures. Yeah, the sun's saying hello. We got 4 Kurt Apes, 4 Savannah Lions, 4 Suchis, 3 Sarah Angels. I know, it's like, why all the green? Kurt Apes, it's not the only reason for green and black. Suchis are awesome because they get around a lot of pain in the butts. So if someone plays things like Blood Moon or even Abysses, stuff like that, I can get around it. The problem I had before was draw. So the reason I have less factories, now I still have the same amount of creatures. So if you think of triple S, it's Savannah Lions, Suchis, and 3 Sarah Angels, right? And 4 factories. Well, I have 4 apes instead. I want the 1-drops out right away. Now the draw, I have the Sylvan Library to filter, and then 2 tomes. Now Tome and Sylvan Library actually go together extremely well. So I can filter what I want, and I know that I have the card on top. I know exactly what it is. So I can either A, draw it at the end of their end step with the tome, or I can wait, and if they end up playing something and I need it, bam, in response, draw, play. So they actually work really well together. And with the mana sources I have no problems with it. Now here's the one-offs. Balance, Mind Twist, Demonic Tutor, and Regrowth. Here's the removal package. Fireball for finishers, or basically weenies. I have 4 bolts, 4 plows, 4 disenchants, and a Chaos Orb, obviously. That's the main deck. And I'll lay it out here in a minute for you. The sideboard, I do play for artifact decks and the deck. I do play 4 Arthgonian Pixies. I can trade out some creatures, make it even faster. So say I'm going against the deck, I'm probably not going to get a chance to ever play a Sarah Angel. So depending on what's going on, I may pop in Arthgonian Pixies, because 4 Apes, 4 Lions, and 4 Pixies are a lot for the deck to deal with on turn 1 and turn 2. I could be having 3 creatures out there. If he has a factory, he's going to have to worry about a disenchant, a plow, a bolt, something in my hand. So chances are I'm going to do a lot of damage to the deck very quick with Pixies. So that's the reason for Pixies. Other reason for black is I do 2 terrors. If I'm running across something, obviously I can remove plows. If you have nothing I need to worry about, I can put terrors in instead, so I don't have to give you life. I can remove your trolls, or if you're playing a lot of regeneration, I can remove 2 bolts and put in some terrors in there, and I can remove your regeneration with 6 different cards. For people who like to play Juzams and other things like that, Spirit Links, it's really a pain in the ass. Now, just in case for some reason I have to worry about other stuff, I do play a full set of Divine Offerings. I can switch one in the main board or all 4 depending on what's going on. So if you play, say, an artifact deck, I'm probably going to remove all my bolts and put in here. So I have basically 9 ways. I have a Chaos Orb, 4 Disenchants, and 4 Divine Offerings. That's a lot of removal. Now, something else the deck really hates, Armageddons. I will play 2 Armageddons. When you run a lot of fast creatures and Arconian Pixies, you will find they're going to be countering stuff eventually because they need to stop it. So you're going to blow a counterspell out of your hand, and then I Armageddon, and I'm probably going to kill you with a Lion and an 8. So these things are devastating to the deck. For burn decks, I will run a COP red. I'm not too worried about things dying too much. I can get them back with a regrowth. And typically, burn decks and the other decks, they're going to Time Twister and put everything back in anyway and draw 7 anyway. I have no problem drawing 7 with this deck. You make me draw 7, you may get more burn than I do, but I will have plows, I will have bolts, I will have disenchants. I will have a lot of ways to remove whatever's on your board. And I will limit you to strictly bolting and killing my 1-drop creatures. You will have to Psionic Blast some, and then the Serra Angel. So a lot of times what I find with this type of creature base is they're going to have to worry about 4 Curd Apes and 4 Savannah Lions right away. Their factories are not going to help them. 99% of the time, a factory does nothing but die to me. I just have too many ways to kill it. They're going to end up Psionic Blasting these things if it's a burn type. And Serra Angels are there to kind of finish them off, give them a hard time. Yes, I have no more 5 toughness ones left. I'm not stressing them. They were great. Earnums are awesome, but I found there's some problems with them. I'd rather have Suchis because my weakest point is no longer my weakest point. So I did lose a little bit because I run Suchis. It leaves me a little open. But I'd rather you disenchant and blow your stuff on Suchis and let me have a book or a Sullivan Library, because I will cycle my stuff out and make sure I don't draw lands and do some serious damage. So that's my thought process behind it. Seems to be working really well. So I'm just going to lay this out here a little bit for you to look at if you want. But this is definitely what I have the most fun with. Again, the creature base, 4 Curd Apes, 4 Savannah Lions, 4 Suchis, 3 Serra Angels. If I didn't say this before or I'm repeating, I apologize. But if you look at Triple S, it is Lions, Suchis, and Serras. That's their creature base. They have 4 factories. I went away from factories and went for Curd Apes and went for making sure I'm not starved on mana sources. So as soon as I have 5 mana, I'm pretty much guaranteed to play a Serra Angel. Yeah, the sun's saying hello, everybody. 4 Disenchants, 4 Plows, 4 Quick Bolts, a Fireball, and a Chaos Orb. There's my other tome. So a library and 2 tomes. There's the one-offs. Regrowth, Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist, Balance. Then we got Soul Ring, Mox, Lotus. Alright, now we're down to lands. I'll keep the one-offs a little separate. Scrub, Savannah, Plains, Library, Strip, 4 Taigas, 4 Bayous, 3 cities, 4 plateaus. So that is the powered version of the Dune. The only challenge I may face, and that's why things are in my sideboard, is if you notice I only have real 2 land destruction things. So if someone plays the library, basically I have 3 ways to kill it. It's Demonic Tutor for a strip mine, pull a strip mine, or Chaos Orb. So the main first game, if you're playing a lot of mazes and stuff like that, it will be harder for me. But typically I don't run into Maze of Ith's main deck as often. You will see them. I typically don't see them as often, but if I do, I have ways to take care of them. I have no problems playing these, because if I end up getting a couple creatures out and I end up bolting and plowing in some of yours, and I have 2 creatures on top, there's no reason why I can't Armageddon after playing a Suchi or something like that. There's the COP. Again, 4 Divine Offerings. I do not play the other stuff because I figured 4 Disenchants, 4 Divine Offerings, a Regrowth to get whatever I need back, and extra draw engines because I'm not really losing life. There's only 3 cities of brass. That's just for a color fix and quick. To make sure that if I have a Savannah Lion, a Curd Ape, I can get these things out, and making sure I have enough mana for a Sarah Angel. Here's the Spirit Links, the 2 Terrors, and the 4 Pixies. So need be, I can cycle things out and put the Pixies in. I think this is a pretty well balanced look. I think it functions really well for me so far. The only thing I have a lot of fun with, which I thought about putting in here, and I could drop a Pixie, but when it comes to artifacts and the deck, 4 Pixies are a big problem for them. I've killed a lot of the deck when it comes to Curd Ape, Savannah Lions, no Sarah Angels, 4 Othgonian Pixies, and 4 Suchis. I find that is very difficult for the deck to deal with. These are actually one of the biggest threats. These are a threat, but Pixies are even worse because they can't block them. So they have to counter them and they have to plow them. So this is what I find is a pretty good mix. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day.